Alright, welcome everyone. This is the beginning of the Nihongo Bloku, or the Japanese block, because I only know two runners from Japan. AsneL doing Touhou like Maiden, who did the FC series last year, FC1, FC2, and almost got a PB for FC1. So, Black Maiden is from the Team Capricorn and from 2013. It is not in the 8-bit style like the FC series, but more like a modern like X series, 0 series. And we also have like a small intro beginning. So story-wise, well, we usually don't get money, but Kaguya decided to steal our money lunchbox today, so we are there to just give her a good lesson. We have our Gohei and in-game balls. So now we are beginning with Remilia Scarletto. So the routing is a bit special because it is not like the usual game, so there are a bit of secrets. So that makes the routing different because in a few levels, like in this one, there will be a few shortcuts to take to just make things a bit quicker. So there will be various usage of damage boost just to be able to go through there because you have to pass through the needle, like right here, Randa. Yeah, so a bit in the darkness, but don't worry, it's not that long. No danger. So the reason we begin with Remilia is because throughout the game we will also gain some equipment. So we'll gain a broom to just float around, and another piece of equipment in another secret that will be useful to gain some time in a few waiting sections. So as far as the platform goes, very well placed maining, just to bother and not be able to go through that ladder. Perfect timing. So as this is simple platforming, it's very quick, so there's like no issue at all to go through. So basic platforming, we try to dodge the fairies, we have some knockback when we take damage. Not too complicated so far for the dodging. Another perfectly placed maining just to bother with a ladder. Yeah, so as we go through the final section of this, I must say that I have never played the game, I just only watched the PB run earlier just to replace another commentator that could not come, so expect some very accurate commentary. And now we arrive to Bosu for Remilia Scarletto. So very easy dodging, not much to do really, just swinging down a little. And yeah, about the speedrun, so recently, after submitting for FM 2023, AsneL did a bit of rerouting and just gained about a minute 30 on his PB, so he's a bit short on 36, but who knows? Last year he was doing very well on FC1, maybe he will get a 36 there. Now we get Spear the Gungnir, not Gungnir the Spear or the Gungnir Spear, so it's alright. So you get some quick fast shot. And as per usual, of course, when you get a weapon, you usually want to go for the other boss that is weak to that said weapon. There are also a few cutscenes throughout time that are in there. So those cutscenes from time to time will give a bit more equipment to go through, so there's only one I remember that we get, but that's okay. And I forgot who we are going against, but that's alright. So far we just stick to simple platforming, using very often the dash because it's the fastest movement we use. I'm trying to listen to the music to remember. We will see at the boss. So the dash is useful for a few things. So at many points in the game we will get one tile gap, which shouldn't be passed through by just doing the slide. Very unfortunate death right there. So this can happen. The lane is fixed with the dash, so you just gotta know when you want to dash to make sure that you can actually jump accurately. So a bit unfortunate there, but it's fine. There were anyway a couple deaths later on his PB anyway, so he it's very manageable to do, but the game is very strict on all the movements required so far. So yeah, right now, just trying to go back quickly. So usually I think the levels have like 2 checkpoints in it. So we also recover many lives around, just for safety, of course, because the end of those games are always a bit rough to do. And yeah, I guess he just died before a checkpoint, which is very unfortunate. So big time loss in the end. But yeah, we are trying to get back the lunch money. We don't know why those people were hired. The cutscene may explain those, but nothing much more. Now we take the Gungnir Spear to just do a little bit more damage and to get rid of enemies a bit more quickly. And also because there's a lot of ammo, so there's not too much of a worry about this. And also this is Yomu, and Yomu is very weak against the Gungnir Spear, because a spear is longer than sword, so of course you have a better advantage with a long range weapon than a mid-range weapon. We don't wear Claymore in this world, so yeah, the range of swords are still a bit limited. And yeah, right now arriving at the boss stage, boss screen. This will be very easy to do. We also know very well when a boss is weak against a weapon because there is a little stagger animation. So you can take advantage of those just after the stagger animations are over to be able to get rid of them very easily. So now we get Meisouzan, which I guess is not related to the Hankoken or Ganken, the usual weapons of Yomu, who knows. Also, Magesa's bow is red in the character sprite and not white. That's okay. So, since we get the sword, we go to Tenchi, who she's weak against that, because steel pierce rocks pretty well. And of course, as we are in the celestial plane, we need to be careful about a lot of pitfalls. And also we get the flat kedamas that are coming in, which gets very quick, of course, if we get on the ground, so a lot of things to be careful of. And yeah, so AsneL has a record on all 3 games, very unsurprisingly. He also submitted all 3 games, but unlike last year, we won't see only 1 game and not the whole trilogy. That would have been interesting, but I'm sure AsneL, even the legend AsneL himself, would have been very tired to do all those runs in the end. And of course, since we are in the Tenchi stage and the Celestial Plane, we also get to walk on keystones, which are falling down very quickly. They don't handle humans very well on their back. Ooh, that's always a bit scary with the chain balls. No, it's okay. Alright, go through this with a bit of damage boost. Alright, so we just need to do a couple fairly tricky jumps and we should be good with the HP, nice. So taking the small shortcut below, because of course the dash is always more quick. And taking a bit more HP, not for safety but to actually get through the bosses. Nice little quick ladder grab there. And we should be at the last section. And yeah, we go easily on those. We don't want to actually take another big dive there. And I suppose we should be not too far from the end of this. But yeah, AsneL has been doing a bit of practice on this lately, taking off now the weapon just to destroy the keystones. And yeah, of course she has to eat a peach before the fight because, you know, there's like... She's very much spoiled and she has everything on her. But yeah, good to go. So now we get the rock shield, or Kaname funnel. Which, of course, as the Pokemon rule says, rock is very strong against ice. But yeah, a little more cutscene to go through, and of course we will go for the Ice Master with the rocks. So, as per usual, there will be a bit of staggering things. and a very comfy stage to listen through as well. Beginning to see a few Kogasas out there. The Kogasas can be very dangerous. But yeah, AsneL has been practicing over those runs lately and been doing a bit more in the mystery dungeon side with Chocobo no Fushigina Dungeon, the Chocobo Mysteries Dungeon games as well, and doing 99 floors and stuff. Yep. And as I said, yep, the Kogasa did scare AsneL Sans to death, unfortunate. But yeah, a little shortcut that was taken just to skip through a few things. And yeah, we should be okay now. We just have to go through ice physics. A bit of platforming ice to just destroy, with some classic sound effects that I recognize from many places. Yeah, another needle section, so it's pretty tight platforming. About the same size, so at least you can know the timing fairly well. Just need to be careful with the dashes on the two tiles just to make sure that you don't go too far and fall down accidentally on spikes. Right, and now the big reason we also get those stones is those big catfish. Just instantly destroyed, no issue at all. This will be the reason for twice. Very nice, good landing. And now to the Pokemon battle, which will be very not fun for Chana anymore, so she gets very little stars for the staggering effect. And we couldn't see it, but you can be iced at the same time as you defeat Chana as well. So now we get a little ice storm, icicle fall around. Pretty big icicle fall. And I believe it's at this point or a bit later that we'll get a slightly different routing. Yeah, so here we don't have a weapon against Patchouli, but this is where we will be recovering a secret item, which will be used to skip a few waiting sections involving moving platforms. So mostly those. We also have recovered the broom in the meantime, so we actually get the double effect. So we get the broom to skip a few waiting sections by just skipping through. Nice little dashes right there, some slight optimization. And yeah, but as the classic games goes, we are very limited on the broom. And this room is pretty long, so we're just going through a couple of platforms before going through the broom section itself. So you can also appreciate the sneeze animation because yeah. Slightly miss on the rocks. That's alright. It's not very important as we won't be using this weapon against the boss anyway. Alright, now we will just skip through the rest of the room, getting as well this full restore, which I think it's the brew full rest. I think the brew full restore is the one that recovers HP and weapon ammo. We also meet the famous blocks. These blocks are tied to when you start the level, so if you enter at a different time, they will be at a different position. Or at least maybe the first time it's fixed, but when you enter a second time, it won't be reset at the same state. So you need to be careful with this when entering. And the next section, we have to go through those small weird blocks to the right, first destroying those with the keystones. Now we get the double effects, so first we recover the red potion, which I guess this one may be the full restore actually, and the blue is just for heal. And also going to the right, because yes, this potion is mandatory, so that's a cool effect. And we recover the Shanghai doll. The Shanghai doll is used as a safety protection for even more skipping, so maybe not right there yet, but this will be coming into usage very quickly. Alright, no, we do use this very quickly because this is limited in time and we want her to stop just so we can go on that platform. So I think you can use up to 3 in a stage, and after a while you are not able to use those anymore in the rest of the stage. I guess up until death. No, no, even after this, you can't not use anymore. So you're very limited in usage as well. So it's not like power consumption, it's just really number of usage that you're limited to. For Kokoma, she was just welcoming the guests. And now we go for the... Oh yeah, small accident on the librarian side, but don't worry, she's okay. You know, she can still jump very high and not fall down. Yeah, so right here we won't be using any special weapons, as we don't have again the weakness to it for her. Yikes, the bouncing effect not too well. A bit sad, yeah. It's very tight to go through those without not taking off a bit of damage. Which is also why we take care of getting a few lives. Even if it's like nothing and we can be safe, the game is still very difficult to go through, like the Mega Man-esque Fangame aspect. Alright. And now we get the Mercury Poison, which I forget for who this is against, but we will know surely very soon. Do not worry about it. Oh, we also get Shanghai now in the cutscene too, so she's also there. In spirits. And well, I guess we go against Aya for the weakness. But the Aya sub-weapon that we will cover is also another movement tech that will be useful. So of course, since we are against the Wine God, we also have to face wind, which means that all the Tengu enemies that we will encounter in this will have a wind effect. I forget the reference for the legends with the how this is called in the Ditchmouth Mutant guys games. Was people building fan, I think. But yeah, so immediately upon usage, we try to skip the shield fan from Momiji because yes, those are keeping going, and this is yeah. Daijoubu. We still get a few usage, but maybe not the best. It's actually the intended usage in the run, so that's alright. But it was a bit scary, but we were aware of the situation and how well everyone likes everything involving wind. Well, we are going against Tengu, so it does make sense that we are having a similar stage as the Tengu guy. No worries. Alright, entering last section, a few needles filled section. So if AsneL would be at low HP, he would have taken a death there against that one spike, because the checkpoint was after that last ladder. And we are facing... Oh right, no, it's because we got the Icicle. We got the Icicle, which is the weakness against flying type Pokemon, of course. So, of course, we got the stagnation. Unfortunately, she gets very stuck in the ice on the feet, not on the wings, you know. It's not like the feet are very useful to fly. But yeah, big Tengu wings as well. So it's a good design. And now with a Tengu Orochi, which is another use for platforming, and also useful against the next boss, which is a mystery yet. So that sub-weapon is useful against fire, according to the first generation of Pokemon games. Let's remember that flying was useful against fire once upon a time. So this sub-weapon is useful for a few zips. You can zip, not zips, but you can go through ceilings in a couple of stages, and also helps a bit to gain some height, so making a few jumps a bit easier. And also, since this goes pretty high, you get a lot of range against enemies from up top. So for now, we don't have a lot. There's not a whole lot to say. Just standard platforming. There's like not much to do, like skipping, like maybe a couple blocks here and there. but that's okay. Taking the high stance just to get the another potion for safety. I think we get 5 of those throughout the run, until the final stage. It's a lot of safety, but it is truly needed, like when the end game comes, because the post the 8 bosses, the last sections can be very rough to deal with. Alright, nice dodge of it, 1 bullet. Of course, the army of Bonzi is there as well, because after all, the bamboo side is also their hometown too. So you're just listening to the music. Anyway, if you're interested in this game, you can find it on DL site, along with the other series of games, and so 2, 3 and the FC series, and they also have a couple roll Mega Man style fan games. So just a little bit of damage, and now we just stagger infinitely, making Moko spin, and good. Got like double damage in that first attack. Very smooth handling of this. And now we get the impalable shooting, which is not useful against the next boss, I believe. This is the weapon that is useful against Patchouli, but the... I forgot which weapon. Weapon is useful. I think maybe Miracle Poison is useful against Utsuho. So, yeah. So, as expected, of course, we are in former Hell, or Hell itself. The furnace. Trying to get a bit more range just to get rid of those bats. Very unfortunate, that's sad. He did take a death in his PB, so that's okay. And it's not like the nemesis has come. The nemesis has yet to come in the game for him. A very frightful enemy that I need to remember where it is. We also get Bucket. Bucket life is also going down. Also a spider lady, welcome. And I don't think we see the other 2 characters in this. Parse does make an appearance as a boss in the second game, I believe. And I don't recall very well Yugi in this. Alright, very nice skipping using the tornado. Alright, taking a bit of safety. But now, yeah, he doesn't have a lot of HP and needs to go through another section. Almost taking a hit there with a non-safety of the rock shield. That's fine, we got past this. Making sure to jump because the dash stopped there. Arriving in the final section, we of course have the fried lasers. Not much to say about this, just go quick and be careful of the small traps that are here and there. Well, of course. Not have a lot of HP is of course the longest thing I have to do because I am French, so of course we do have to say very long sentences. Alright, still, yeah. I was hesitant saying 1 hit or 2 hit away, so yeah, taking the safety with this. And we should be arriving on the boss pretty soon, actually. Which, of course, has the issue of having some lava in there. So, something about this fight. You can actually make things safer by using Icicle, just to freeze the lava below. And you can switch around afterwards with the Mercury Poison, so you don't have to be in danger of a lava, which was also a cause of death before in his PP. So now nuclear excursion, not extinction, excursion, and we are up to go against the final stages of the game. I guess I should take a quick look. I don't think this is like too far from PB, because he still had like a minute of leeway, but I feel like what he used as routing there is a bit different than what I just watched, so Now in the Horizon stages, even though it's kind of a mouthful now. Let me check quickly on the video. We're at 25-12 entering this. Let's see. Yeah, maybe about a minute behind, so there could be possibility of PB. It's faint, but it's still doable. So we're already on a good run, even where there's like 3 deaths. In other stages, he took 4 deaths against one single enemy. So with the animations and all, there's a lot to cover up. So maybe it's a thing. But of course, it's stay because we do need to have a couple stages before facing. So as per usual, which would means that the Tay boss should be appearing somewhere. I was very afraid of that jump, not gonna lie. Just showing like the 1 foot hanging over the pitfall. Alright, nice extends, that's pretty cool. Not sure if the drops are fixed for both, if it's like just per enemy or if it depends on life. Very good HP as well, nice extend again. Another extend. Alright, that's okay, we do have Shanghai to help. Daijabu. Not all about this. It's not the best usage though, but it do be a very scary state to be on. So yeah. But it's still very useful in a stage to have Shanghai. And now facing the boss. The boss, compared to the third stage, is not as difficult, but still, I think we are like on 2 HP worth of it. Yeah, taking the safety, we should be still getting another thing afterward. So the boss is a bit weak against the sword. And we okay, nice. Nani? Nandeska? Alright, so now we may see a familiar face from this morning from Touhou Splinter Cell called R, but in a different world. So for those who were there like 10 hours earlier, like me, at 6 AM in European time, in which I still did not get sleep after my 4 hours and a half of sleep last night, you may recognize the character. And also the music, of course, because, of course. Unfortunately, that poor Holai has reached a death plane before us. Could not spawn in. Alright. Very bad shot with those sisters. Here is the one use we do for for going through a ceiling. I think there might be another usage, but I'm not too sure about this. Maiden does have a weakness as well. And of course the placement of those enemies are still very whack. Nice bucket. Bucket jump scares are always there. You know, it's not the Kogasa that does the jump scare. Alright, very cool. Taking the second throw, then right side. Be careful not to go too far. Nice. And we are over the needle section. One more usage of this. That's alright. So when you get with a Shanghai doll, you are getting iframes as well. And since we have multiple usage, we can just abuse this for the ending, so that is pretty okay. And we can just go through the ladder and skip this whole section. Now we just need to go through the blocks again, which are very quick. Nice cycle as well. Did not have to wait one more. I think he will go for the bottle. Especially because he kinda need to go through all those soul bombs. Alright. Okay, just need to pick 3 blocks in a row. Nice, very well done. Alright, so we should be over soon, just those small bomb sections to do. You might be taking it safely, not doing a damage boost because of low HP. And now we are facing the Doctor. So Nug this morning, she doesn't have a scientific outfit. She does. We are in Gensokyo, not in another world, and she does have the usual outfit. Good thinking with the potion. Alright. So next is the scariest stage and the last main stage of this area before the classics. But now that we have passed the director, we will have to face the nemesis. So against a bit of wind stage, of course. Momiji does pin the shield just to make sure that she's fanning us. Alright. Just being careful out there. The Shanghai does have a shield. Oh, that's unfortunate. Slightly a bit too far into this. You would be dropping down to get the usage of a Shanghai to just fly through, so yeah, that's must have been like a frame or two too early. Okay, a bit early with the winner. Unfortunate, and since we can't go through really, we have to skip through the top. Just for the next section to be able to use the Shanghai again. Yeah, I mean we got like 60,000 lives anyway. You know, we got another one. Yep, hidden Moiji on the side as well, be careful of the jump. Very treacherous. We also still want to keep the use of the other Shanghai for later on as well. Like right here. We'll have enough time to just keep that ladder and a few bits of platforming. And also that wind as well again. And we should have enough iframes. Oh, nice, interesting zip. Oh, I guess, yeah. So, yeah, since we have iframes there, you can just have like those iframes to just do a small zip. So, hey, new tech. Alright, but we still have to. Yeah, those rolls are very, very scary to pass through. Alright, just be careful with the small dashes to pass through those vet needle again. Shanghai arigato. Alright, and now we are facing the nemesis, I believe, which is that one enemy right there. Or the next one, I forgot. I think it's this one that's like the nemesis. We just got like four deaths in a row. Because the platforming is tight there. Or might have been this one actually. Yeah, because the deaths were happening before the Kogasa, so... Very well done, very nice safety taken for the marathon, and oh, I guess she did catch us in the end. This boss is very difficult, so I would not be surprised if he goes for a death. Yeah, going for a death because you only get 3 platforms and the fire is shot at a fairly high pace. So you have to be very careful with this. Alright. It is. Even with that death, it's still a very good run so far. Alright, and now we're on the classics, the finals. Actually, this is ahead. We are ahead of PB, of current PB known so far. It's like, I think 20 seconds at least. So yeah, we are beginning at 34, so we may have something going on with a potential PB. The last stages had no deaths, so he still has 2 potions, so we should be okay to fight for everything and everyone. Alright. Well, of course, as a pigeon, I am against the violence against birds. Alright. I never acknowledged that, but I should at least once, of course. It is not okay. Those birds are very adorable. Well, of course, AI is a bit mischievous, but we don't care too much about this. No, not in this aspect, because she's just a boss there and she just gets in our way. Alright. For this, I think he will be careful just to be on top. Yeah, just to be able to recover the HP before going through the warp. You can actually go through the warp while recovering the HP from these mushrooms. This was done like in PB, so... 2 more bosses left. This time we have a weakness, which is the fire from the previous stage. I think, yeah, it should be fine. Yeah, okay. Alright, did not decide to do the Mercury Poison again. Now we are going for the rocks. This might be... Yeah, he takes a bit of safety there, just to be sure. Alright. Very well done. Okay, one more only. With a nuclear fusion, the weakness against the very melee Skeletto. Right here. And one more for the EVN. Oh, actually Gungnir Spitting. That's not good. Okay, we do have some safety life going on, so that's fine. Alright, we're at the final boss actually, so... taking a safety death, I guess he could have used the potion, but that's fine. So we're entering the last boss at 36, I guess, so 36, let's see what was the time for PB. I think we are still good. There's 3 phases, so the last phase is a very small ship, so it's okay. Alright, second phase, now we need to be careful with the cartwheels. There's no weaknesses as well, so we just need to be careful with that. Alright, he might take a... He may take a safety potion at the end, because we don't know where the spawn is. Please take the... yeah, please take the potion. Alright, we're still safe. Don't worry. We're still safe for potential PD. We just need to be fairly quick. This might not be... Yeah, this not like a 37, so... that's sad. It's very sad. We're missing PB by a little bit, I think. PB is a 37-18, for information. So unless we're able to get through this very quickly, this will pretty much dead. Yeah, we need 2 more hits. And time. Alright. Oh yeah, that's very unfortunate. I think if the potion was taken earlier on, this would have been PB. Like, it's just missing by 5 seconds. GG. Very well done. Very unfortunate. But as the legend goes, AsneL still is rocking very hard the Mega Man Fangames. So we also had a bit of unusual setup, a bit different than usual. So AsneL is not with me on Discord, so it was a very unfortunate. But yeah, as he said, PV is 37-18, so this was on pace for a 36 actually, because he had lost a full minute on the last platforming stage. But now we can get to enjoy the credits music. Yeah, again, if you want to find AsneL, he could be grinding again tomorrow and going for get the PB again, which was what happened last year. He was 10 seconds off PB on FC1, and then the next day he had a PB. So who knows? But yeah. Well, the deaths were not bad. Like he was a bit very just precise stuff going on, so could not do much about this. And there was some very cool safety taken at the end, so we got an excellent run right there, as per usual as AsneL legend goes. And also why we're expecting that Hyoka-san also does continue the Japanese block with an extremely good run of I want to be the Heaven Trap 2. All Japanese people are welcome for showcasing their fan games as well. I've been trying to invite a few more people, but I got this a bit too late, so only AsneL could get in time actually. There was someone else who was interested, and sadly they could not send their submissions in time. So, in hoping that next year we can get more Japanese people for the run. So, thank you for this run. お疲れ様でした。ご視聴ありがとうございます。And yeah, again, you can find those games in the side the series and the sequels of the FC series as well. Yes, patchy. Drake-san. And yes.
Right. Well, thank you so much, Pigeon, for commenting for AsneL. It was a very good run. Shame that people missed by only seconds, but very close though.
Yeah. Excellent.
Alright, you guys, so next up we're going to have Only the Heaven Trap 2 with Hyoka, which will be setting up here in a minute. And yeah, go ahead and stay tuned, and we'll see you shortly.